Today we're going to start on part 4 of our Scratch Adventure tutorial. We're going to click See Inside on the old one. And I'm going to save a copy of this as Adventure Tutorial Part 5. And what we're going to work on today is we are going to create another set of sprites that is our heart, so we can determine whether or not we have lost all of our health. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a sprite. And I'm just going to search for heart here. And I like this one. And the first thing I'm going to do is, as you see, first of all, it's way too big. Oh, I want it even smaller than that. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller in the costumes too. So I'm gonna change the heart costume, but first I'm gonna get rid of this variable because it's in my way. So I click on hippo, I go look at the variables, and I go uncheck direction, and we won't see that anymore. So now I go back to my heart, I go to costumes, and I prefer the purple heart. I just like the way it looks more. So I'm going to get rid of this red heart. I'm going to make the purple heart just a little bit smaller still. There we go. And I'm going to duplicate it, or I'm going to copy it and paste it 5 times because I want my player to have 5 hearts. I'm going to zoom this out. Okay. And I'm going to copy it or paste it again. I'm just hitting Apple V to paste these. Looks like I need to go on this side too. And one more. I'm going to move my sprite so that I can actually see them all. Okay, so I've got my 5 hearts up here. Actually, I want to make them just a little bit smaller, and I'm going to do that on the screen here so that they fit a little bit nicer. And we make sure we can see all of them. Okay, perfect. Now, having done this, the way I'm going to be able to tell whether a heart is used up or not is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. And I'm going to take the final one, and instead of having it be filled with purple, I'm going to have it be filled with white. I do that just by pulling the saturation all the way over to the left. And now you can see that I've lost a heart. I'm going to duplicate the costume again, do the same thing for the 4th heart, duplicate it again, do the same thing for the 3rd heart. 2 more duplications here. For the 2nd heart, and finally for the last heart. Oops, I didn't select it. There we go. So I can now be completely out of hearts. Go back up to this purple heart, go over to the code. When I start, I want to make sure that I have all of my heart. So when my flag is clicked, I want to make sure that I have my costume is just plain old heart purple. Okay? That way, if I've run out of hearts and I'm resetting the game, I'm back to full hearts. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my player, and when he gets hurt, I'm going to send a message to my hearts that say that they need to change their costume. So I'm going to go to Events, and I'm going to say broadcast message 1 right now, but it'll be a new message, and I'm going to call it player hurt. So what this does is this sends a message to all the other sprites telling me that the player got hurt. And I'm going to make use of this over at Heart 1, and I'm going to have my event be when I receive player hurt. I'm going to switch to next costume. So we're going to play this and see what happens. Flying my bat around. Oh, he got hurt, and we switched over to the next costume where we have fewer hearts. I'm going to keep doing that. Oops, got hurt again. We're going to do it again. Oh, see how that happened? I got all 5 of my hearts back because I'm just rotating around going to the next costume. So I need to do a little check here to see if I've gotten to my final costume and my player's actually dead. So first of all, I'm going to change my final costume to, I'm going to rename it as dead. And I'm going to go over to my code, and I'm going to do my control, and I'm going to say if, and I want an equal statement in here. My operators, because I'm going to want to check to see if my costume is equal to dead. So I go up to looks, and here's where I find my costume number. No, I don't want, yes, my costume number, but I want it to actually be the name. My costume name is dead. Then, well, I want to tell everyone that my player's dead so that the hippo stops moving. I'll change my backdrop, and so that I can stop getting hurt. So what I'm going to do is broadcast another message, which is in events. So I'm going to broadcast new message, player dead. And then I'm going to go to the hippo, and I'm going to say when I receive player dead, I want to, I think it's under control, stop all. But I want to do stop, yes, all. Got to double check and make sure that doesn't stop everything everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to hit play. We're going to go around. We're going to see if the hippo stops moving when I'm dead. There we go. The hippo stops moving. I can still move around because those are keyed to my keys. Okay. And I can still get hurt. Oh, nope, I can't get hurt because the hippo's not telling me that I've detected him. Okay. But we still want to fix that and note that we're not going to change our costume all. So we're going to broadcast player dead, and then we're going to stop all for my hearts as well. And then we're going to do one final thing, which is you might not be paying any attention and you might wonder, why did everything stop working? So we need to set up a backdrop that has a nice game over screen. So over here is our plain white backdrop. I'm actually going to add a new one. And I like this one that's just a big light in the background. But that's not good enough because we need it to actually say that the player's dead. So I'm going to go into my backdrop, and I'm going to find my text right there, and I'm going to type out game over. That's no good though because it's white and we can't see it, so we want to fill it with black Or we could do something like a dark blue, that would be fine. Okay, and I want it to be bigger. So there we go, game over right in the middle of the screen. My backdrop also has its own code. So if I go over here, I will save it so that when the flag is clicked, I need my backdrop to be backdrop 1. And when I receive player dead, I want my black backdrop to be, go up to looks, I want it to be the light. Oh, I put and wait there. I don't want that. I want it to be just switch backdrop to backdrop 1. And we could name those to be a little bit more easy, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So now we're going to play that one more time. Switches to the correct backdrop. We get hurt. Oh, and the game is over. And so that's what we're going to do for today. Next time, I'm thinking that we will have Mr. Bat shoot little laser eyes or something like that at the hippopotamus to try and hurt the hippopotamus. So we'll do something like when the space bar is hit, the bat will shoot off some sort of radar sonar, that would be great, and damage the hippopotamus.